Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Jason Storm, and in this video I'm going to be doing my review of the Next Level Racing FGT cockpit that I've had for, well, more than a few months now. So the reason it's taken me so long to do this review, I have done the unboxing, the assembly video of not only the cockpit but the monitor mount as well. I also did a video on how to fix this monitor mount, but I'll get onto that a little bit later. So first up in the review, especially if you haven't seen my other videos, I want to talk about unboxing it and assembling it. And if you haven't seen that video, you would have seen there was a lot of metal shavings and things in some of these parts, and you could shake them, you could hear the metal shavings around, and it's particularly not good if you've got all that in these metal parts and you're probably at home assembling your rig and metal shavings on the ground. You're probably wearing socks or no socks, you're probably not wearing shoes, and then you're going to get metal shavings and things in your feet. Not the greatest experience. I didn't. I kind of felt, I did get some on the carpet, which again isn't ideal, so I shook them out. That was fine. Maybe that's just my experience, maybe it was just this particular one, I don't know. The assembly part, I felt it went together fine for me. I have read online that for other people they find it didn't. Things weren't lining up. So when I assembled mine, I assembled it mostly tight but not fully tight, and then I just assembled everything just kind of tight, and then at the end I tightened everything, and everything seemed to line up for me. So the assembly seemed to go fine for me. And then the second thing I want to talk about is this. Right? We've got a rig here. We must get into it. Alright, look at this. Look at this. I find the best way is to twist myself around like this. Try not to decapitate myself and get in like that. But it is a little annoying because this rig is an FGT rig. It's made for the Formula style seating position and the GT style seating position, which does have its compromises. And I think most of those compromises are when the rig is in its Formula style seating position. And let me show you a little bit of why. So when you got it in your Formula style seating position, you have the seat pretty much to the ground near your bum, and that means you must move the wheel to pretty much its lowest setting it can go, which obviously you can't have it too far away because then you can't reach the wheel, so you have to bring it at least a little bit closer. So that pulls this in, and then your seat is here, and then you can put the seat back, sure, but because it's on an angle, let me show you what happens. So I'm now back. There's lots of room to get in and out, but now look at the steering wheel, it's up near my head. And this can't go down any lower. And then if I move it, then I've got the same problem. And then it really will be at my head. In order for me to feel comfortable in this rig, I have to have this seat nearly all the way up, which is not necessarily what you want in a Formula. So you want it down, but It's where I'm comfortable with where the steering wheel is. There's a good amount of adjustment in the pedal plate, in my opinion, but less so when you're using the FGT monitor mount, because you can't bring it forward to yourself as much with the monitor mount, because that takes up some of the space behind the wheel mount. But again, when you got your seat like this, not as big of an issue. You have it as far up as possible, so pedals are okay there. Of course, when the rig is in its GT style seating position, different. Doesn't matter as much, because when you're in the GT style seating position, the back comes up, and when you move your seat, that's just moving it in and out, and that's fine. Because you're now higher with the GT style seating position, this can come up, and as it comes up, it also comes towards you more, and then you can drop the pedal plate and all that. So GT style seating position is quite fine. But yeah, I think there is a few compromises in the Formula style seating position. Also, while we're talking about getting in and out of this rig, I want to talk about this annoying seat adjuster that moves the seat back and forth. There is a massive metal rod that when you get in, you can't really put your feet down properly here when you want to muck around on the computer or something after you finish. This metal rod is going into your leg. It's really annoying. It doesn't need to be that far out from the seat. I used to be a motor trimmer, okay? I used to do seats and stuff, and let me tell you, rods don't come out of seats that far. They don't need to. This doesn't need to. Why does it? I don't know. This should be shorter. It doesn't need to be longer. It's just an annoyance. In terms of comfort, I've felt quite comfortable in this, even in the Formula style settings. And yes, you have issues getting in and out of it. There has been some people that say the Formula style seating position is a little uncomfy for longer period of time. I haven't had that issue. I've been in this rig for hours, and I've got out of it just fine, not feeling too fatigued or anything like that. I would literally feel more fatigued or have back issues and things like that leaning over in an engine bay in a car for a few hours. I do have back problems. I haven't had back problems sitting in this rig, but some people have, so keep that in mind. Some people prefer this rig in the GT style seating position. It's a little bit more comfortable for longer periods of time. Me personally, I like the Formula style seating position. Even when I'm racing GT cars, I just prefer it. It's like I'm lounging about on vacation. I obviously want realistic, but I do like holidays as well and lounging about. And that's where I think this rig shines. So in terms of comfort, I think this rig is pretty comfortable. That's just me. Obviously, everyone's going to have their own opinions. Everyone's a different size. I personally am about 6 foot tall. I fit in this rig just fine without any issues. In terms of build quality here, I think it's reasonably good, reasonably steady. I'm running a Fanatec CSL Elite, so it's not the most powerful of the steering wheels out there. But yeah, when I'm moving the steering wheel, this doesn't seem to move. Like, I'm putting a bit of weight back and forth. The rig's not really moving that much. Side to side, monitors move a little bit. But I mean, when you're in a car, everything's kind of moving too. So when I'm moving it side to side, it's not a lot. And to be honest, when you're using this, it actually doesn't move that much anyway, not side to side like that. Seat and everything's pretty sturdy. The only thing I've found with a little bit of flex is the pedal plate, and that's probably in the Formula style seating position only. it won't be an issue in the GT. It's because depending how you mount it, I guess, but when you have it in GT, it mounts down and you kind of mount it more at the top of the pedal plate or closer to the top. Whereas in the Formula style seating position, you have the pedal plate moved all the way up and then you've just got two bolts down the bottom, and so all the pressure is going at the top there. And I've got Fanatec CSL Elite pedals with the load cells and not the soft load cells, they're actually the harder load cells. So there's quite a lot of kilograms going down at the top of that pedal plate. So it moves a little bit when I'm hitting the brake hard. I reckon when I'm hitting the brake really hard, the pedal plate at the very top of it moves about a centimeter, like if I'm really hitting that pedal hard. And when you're racing, you don't really notice that. If you were running something like Logitech G27s or something like that, you probably wouldn't have much flex in the pedal plate at all. But yeah, with these load cells I do. Now I want to talk about this monitor mount. Now I got this monitor mount for free. It was part of a promotion that Next Level Racing was doing at the time. You buy this and the monitor mount comes free. Normally these are, I think, a bit over $100 extra. I can't remember exactly how much they are. Depending on the country, of course, 150 to, I don't know. You'll have to check that out on your closest stockist. And when I initially assembled this monitor mount, I only had three 23.6 inch monitors, which this monitor mount will do 327s and 327s only, apparently, according to Fanatec, or one single. You can put a TV on there if you wanted to, but I put on 323.6s, which is not what Fanatec recommends. And this is kind of why it took me so long to do this review as well, because I didn't have 327s that I could test it with, and I wanted to wait for that. I have 327s now. I got a link to that down below. My review of these Viewsonic 27-inch 144Hz displays. And when I mounted the 23.6 inches, I noticed it wasn't great, but I couldn't really review it on that because it's not what Fanatec recommends. And then not long ago, I changed to these 27s and I mounted the first one and I'm like, sick. Then I mounted the second one and I'm like, this isn't good. There was a massive gap. They wouldn't line up no matter what. Look at this gap here. That's just how amazing this monitor mount is. Look at the sag on that. I can fit 2 fingers in there and like 1 finger there, and even then, this monitor mount is about worth as much as I paid for it, which was nothing. If you have the option of buying the monitor mount or not buying the monitor mount, I would probably say not buying the monitor mount. I would probably recommend, if you're going to buy this rig, get the freestanding mount, which is a little bit more expensive, and mount your monitors on there, because this one ain't good. But if you're getting it on the cheap, or if you're getting it for free like I did, then there is a way to make it work. As you can see here, my monitors are lined up. They're perfect, not a problem. And I'm still using this FGT monitor mount. But that's because I did a modification to it to make this monitor mount more adjustable. You can do this too. If you assembled this cockpit, then you probably have enough skill to do the monitor mount fix, that I have that video on my channel as well. I'll link that down in the description. How to make an adjustable monitor mount. Fix this. If you're not comfortable in paying for this and then doing my fix, then, you know, don't buy it. But if you're happy to buy it even at full price and then do my fix, I mean, go for it if you want. I did it. It doesn't take too long. It's not expensive to do. On to the conclusion. Should you buy this? Well, that depends. Now, are you buying it simply for formula style seating position? Then it does have its compromises, but I would say yes, because there's not many other cockpits out there that can actually do a formula style. So you kind of don't have much of a choice, do you? I'm not gonna lie, if there were more options out here that did the formula style, then I'd probably say go that one. But this is the only one that was available, at least in my region in Australia, at the time I bought it anyway. Obviously 80-20 rigs are starting to become more popular now, so I guess you could make your own formula style seating position in an 80-20 rig, but I won't go into that in this video. Keeping on this rig, I think formula style, it's okay for the small price you pay for this rig. Well, not small, I guess it is large, but it is a cheaper rig is what I'm saying, compared to some of the other ones, and actual 80-20 rigs are normally a lot more expensive than this. I would say for formula style seating position, it's okay. If you want to buy this just for GT, it's a better GT rig than what it is a formula rig. But then I got this issue in my head, why would you buy this as a GT rig? There's so many GT rigs out there for a similar price. Even at Next Level Racing, spend a little bit more, get a GT track. GT track is just better, and you have more upgrades down the road for motion sims and everything, whereas this you don't. So despite this being a better GT rig, I would say probably not to getting this if you're after just GT. But if you're after GT and F1 style seating position, then again, you don't have much of a choice now, do you? This can do both, and it's probably a pretty good rig for that if you wanted to change it between F and GT. F and GT. Yeah. Sounds like I'm trying to swear. At the end of the day, for the price I paid for this rig, which I think was about $6.99 Australian or something like that, I'm pretty happy with it. There's not many rigs around this price that are probably better than this in this country. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty comfortable with it. Now that I've fixed the monitor mounts, the monitors are okay and all that. So my review of it's been pretty good. It's pretty sturdy, build quality's okay. I've had fun with it for the price. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next video.